Building off of that, Coach, you talk about that desperation and needing to kind of match that energy from Vegas. How do you prepare to do that when you're not in the same situation? You're not as desperate, perhaps, as they are.
Well, I feel like we've been desperate since about the beginning of August. Really, I mean, we've had to play every game with that desperation, and so we've sort of adopted that mentality. We know that in order for us to position ourselves to win, like, it has to be about execution, it has to be about grit, it has to be about toughness, it has to be about pace. We don't have the luxury of not competing at a high level night in and night out, and this group understands that, and I feel like since about the beginning of August that they've played that way. So we always have a sense of desperation in our minds.
Building off of you're saying, like, you need to have that execution. Right, you guys have been really good at executing at a high level and executing the game plans that you develop. What have you seen from your team in terms of their ability to focus amidst all that emotion, amidst physical fatigue, and still be able to execute at such a high level against such high quality opponents? Yeah,
I think the first and foremost, they're really good at not giving into excuses. They understand what it takes, and as we've said throughout the course of the year, there's no substitute for experience. And now experiencing this moment for some of them, for the first time, their attention to detail has been really good. It continues to be really good. They allow us to coach them, to challenge them, to push them. And that's important because it does take a different level and a different version of yourself and a different version of a team to compete in the semifinals, more so than it did in the first round or more so than it did in the regular season. Every level up needs a different version of themselves, and they allow us to push them to that. And so they handle coaching really well. They take a lot of pride in what they do, and they take a lot of pride in doing it for one another and having each other's back. And I think that's what allows them to go out and to continue to execute. We're not always perfect, but when we play with that effort and that multiple levels of effort, it allows us to work through those imperfections.